what is going on, guys? Let's see. Feeling good tonight. Hope everyone had a great, what's today? Tuesday. Hope everyone had a great day today. And had a long ass day today at work. I'm not gonna lie to you, but took a little power nap while moderator girlfriend was chefing it up. Made some good ass jerk chicken with some yellow rice. Oh my gosh. Moderator chef girlfriend. What we talking about? But so I'm over here yapping right now because I'm trying to speak more because I'm just uploading the whole I'm AI too. Because I'm uploading these VODs straight to YouTube. So at the beginning of the YouTube videos, it's just straight up. Yeah, let me fix this. Let me fix it. Just like it's a bad look. So let me do a silencio. Hmm? Was it quiet? Or are you just saying shit? What the heck going on? About the stream already, man. The other streams. Ah, damn. Let me see. I mean, it popped up the other streams. Other streams as in TikTok and YT. Oh, hold on. See. Other streams would be quiet. Holy moly. Pissing me off. It must still be happening. All right, you see? You in timeout because of that. Anyways, um, so let me regain my train of thought. I feel like I was on a roll. So welcome YouTube. Today we are gonna watch. Dang, I said it. All right, YT fam, Purple App fam, and of course TikTok fam. We are gonna be watching some abandoned place videos because I legit can't get out of my mind when I'm doing my deliveries in the morning. It's still pitch black. I can't get out of my mind this one video of the Russian guy in the corner, and I was like, "What?" We were watching it. Me and my girl were watching it, and I remember I told him like, "Yo, that guy was just sitting there in the corner. He like the guy was like turned around the corner. This guy was like this, right? Just and he caught him, and he was like, "Oh, like my fault." But can't get that shit out of my mind because my girl was like, "Oh, he was just taking a piss or something or taking a dookie," and I'm like, "No, he has his pants on. The guy was pooping." Yeah, the guy that was pooping, he wasn't pooping. His pants were fully on. He was just sitting there, probably having like a mental break. That I can't stop thinking about that guy. For some reason, like every single dark room that I'm in or like dark area I'm in, I think about this dude. Like he's the one that got me the most shook out of all of these scary games I'm playing. It's some homeless guy that was pooping in the corner. If we come across it in this stream, then I'll bring it. You see those every day. Well, you're different. You're built different. Not to brag that you get to be around homeless people and mentally ill people because you go to the city. But You mind checking to see how my YT is doing, cutie patootie? Let me bring this over here. I have to check myself too. Make sure check myself too. Make sure sounds a little quiet. That sound a little quiet. That sound a little quiet. That sound a little quiet. Thank you. All right. I don't even know how to change the game on this thing. It keeps saying I'm anti-cute. But all right. I don't even know how to change the game on this thing. Everything seems but like it's working fine. I don't even know how to change so let's go. Oh my god. Sorry guys. A little slow. I do have some of some Fortnite maps. I don't know what that was. Hey man. That we might play. Yeah. Oh, it's the ambulance. Oh man. See, I'm already shook. But let's start off with this one. Oh god. You're going quality 1080 full screen. See, I fixed it because it was because I had it playing in the German jerk Windows scene. Okay. Follow alert. So, all right. So it's the first one. I'm gonna be looking bright as heck. You mad cute over there, moderator girlfriend. All right, let's check out this video. So this video is called five most five most terrifying abandoned building discovery. Sorry, I was thinking how disturbing this was. Is there a new YouTube update? What are these? What in the world? I just peeped that. I'm gonna have to turn it up a little bit. God. We just jumping straight into it. Homeless people? But the worst thing.
We shouldn't even explore this floor. No.
Exploring abandoned places always carries an inherent risk.
Man, that
but
was your
sometimes
intro?
The forgotten past isn't as dormant as it seems. Tonight, we follow the crew from
I mean, they are
rotting
so
Midwest
cute. I
as they
wish
delve into
Purple Cat
locations that
too.
quickly turn from eerie explorations to a tense escape from the
What do you mean
unknown.
by that?
But before we dive into the first encounter, don't forget to subscribe. Many of you watching aren't subscribed yet, and your support is what keeps us bringing you more of this disturbing content. Their first stop was an abandoned site where getting in proved to be the initial challenge. With a remarkably loud and
This guy
unstable
got a
fence set
soothing
with
ass
unsettling tones.
voice.
Once inside, they cautiously navigated through dark, decaying rooms, quickly discovering signs of unexpected security measures. Motion sensors hinted at a watchful presence, yet they seemed defunct, offering a false sense of security.
Killing it. So if you see me going like this a few times, I'm not turning myself on to these abandoned abandoned
What?
I told you, dude, it's sealed.
That's crazy. There's nothing anywhere.
The motion sensor.
It's a motion sensor?
Yeah.
However, the illusion of safety shattered when, without warning, a blaring alarm pierced the silence, sending a jolt of fear through them. Despite not touching
there's gonna be
anything,
an alarm?
the sudden alert forced an immediate and panicked exit, leaving them with more questions than answers about what or who had triggered the alarm.
Wasn't too loud. They would have.
Why did you touch that? Here, let's go. Let's get over this.
Touch what?
I didn't do anything.
Dude, the alarm went off.
I didn't touch anything.
I didn't go near anywhere. I followed right behind you.
Damn, that was crazy.
Always these white kids.
We didn't even touch anything. I don't think so. Whew.
Yeah, that's why I don't like when they be going. They be talking about abandon this, abandon that. It's so abandoned. Why is there a whole main road right here? They jumped one fence and there's a main road right there. Talking about this spot abandoned. Just needs to be rented out.
Shaken by the inexplicable alarm, the crew
Everybody
from
knows
New
ghosts
Midwest
don't be
decided to
chilling when
abandon
there's
their
main
initial plans
roads.
and seek out a new location. They soon found themselves at an abandoned school, hoping for a less eventful, albeit
An abandoned
equally
school. Look
eerie
at this.
exploration.
It's
What
in
they
the
soon
middle. It's
discovered,
literally
however,
in the
was
middle.
a place holding secrets far more complex and active than they could have imagined. Gaining entry to the school presented its own unique
Broad
challenge.
daylight
but
too,
once
bro. Come
inside,
on, what are
they
we
were met
talking
with an
about?
unnerving sight. The school,
Thank you
seemingly
for sharing the
abandoned
live.
recently, still held remnants of its former life. Legos, books, and even computers were left behind, creating a poignant yet unsettling atmosphere of a life abruptly paused.
But
Still like Lego pieces. And they abandoned the school, they just left everything. Look for motion detectors.
motion detectors in an
Yet,
abandoned
despite recent
school.
abandonment, parts of the school were
Am I
already
bugging? That
trashed,
sounds
a
crazy.
strange inconsistency that immediately raised questions about its true history.
This dude got the high vis on.
Just went abandoned. How is it already trash?
He got the high vis on, just in case his friend loses him.
No alarm?
Right.
I haven't seen any cameras yet.
As they ventured deeper, the search for motion detectors and cameras became a
Only thing
constant,
that I can
uneasy
imagine
ritual,
being scary
highlighting
here
their
is
growing
them
suspicion
coming
that they
across
might not
another
be
high
alone.
vis
The
individual.
exploration took an even more peculiar turn when they discovered multiple floors, leading down to what they dubbed a super basement. Intrigued, they examined the floor plans, which revealed an astonishing connection to a nearby church.
Oh, it does connect to the church.
Let me find out that this is just this guy's videos.
When's this water expired?
He's just clipping us.
2023. Oh! Wait. I don't think that's a motion detector. Just leave it. Actually, maybe we should.
This intricate layout, combined with observations of what appeared to be active
I
security
hear.
and surveillance, made them increasingly wary.
I don't think we should touch
I feel
it.
like a map.
Hey, careful.
Right. It might just be the shirt too. A little bit.
Yeah, it looks like there's like hella security and cameras in the first floor. No. Yeah, this could still be used. That's why the first floor is guarded.
Damn, babe, low key, those guys talking over there kind of didn't make me feel like I was watching this by myself. You paused and now I'm here and I'm like, damn, this is a quiet ass house. Shit. I'm in the abandoned spot.
The presence of seemingly guarded areas and active doors reinforced the unsettling feeling that this wasn't just an abandoned building, but possibly one still in use,
That
or
shit
at
tastes
least
like
under
ass.
observation. The unease culminated with a previous curiosity now was no longer an option. The chances of a clean, perhaps long, suspicious car appeared, leading them to believe they
No
might have been
fucking
spotted
way.
by
Thank
someone,
God I skipped
perhaps
through that
law
whole shit.
enforcement or something far more sinister. To increase their chances of a clean getaway, they made the critical decision to split up, navigating the
Let's say
inexplicable alarm and the undeniable presence of watchful eyes in an abandoned school served as stark reminders that sometimes the most terrifying encounters are not with ghosts, but with the very real and very unpredictable intentions of others. Their quick thinking ensured a narrow escape, but the lingering questions about who was watching and why
That's how
remained
that shit
an
was looking like
unsettling
in the
mystery.
basement.
Exploring abandoned places is always
Oh.
a gamble, a dive into the forgotten where every shadow holds a story. But what happens when the past isn't as empty as it seems, and the thrill of discovery turns into the chilling realization that you're not
Bro,
alone?
straight up, this is just a bad vid. I don't care how
Chuck,
many
the mind behind Condition Orange, leads his
essay
audience
words you
on
say.
thrilling, immersive journeys into
Chuck.
abandoned and historical sites. With a passion for uncovering the remnants of the past, his videos showcase crumbling structures and eerie
This guy might
landscapes,
have some.
revealing the haunting beauty of these lost locations. Through his unique storytelling,
That's
Chuck
a
keeps
fire
his
pick, though.
audience
That's a fire
captivated,
profile.
but this particular day, he would come to understand just how unpredictable and unsettling
Leave the
these
crackheads
adventures
alone.
could truly become. On a day marked by light rain and beautiful weather, Chuck
Now
arrived
that's
at a massive
abandoned as
abandoned
fuck. You see
prison
what I
in the
mean?
south. This wasn't just a single building, it was essentially an entire 80% abandoned town. Armed with his camera,
The
he
whole
was eager
town,
to
yeah.
document whatever mysteries
He
this
has to find
expansive,
some. He has
forgotten
to
site
find
had to
some.
offer.
Today we're at a prison in the south. A little bit of light rain. Other than that, the weather's beautiful. As you can see behind me, this thing's massive.
In the prison in the
There's
south.
a whole lot more on site. Essentially,
Let's say,
an entire town that is 80% abandoned. There's like just
Barbarian
other sections
movie?
of this place that are massive, and we're gonna see exactly what we can find.
As they began their exploration, the sheer scale of
As
the
they
place became
began.
immediately apparent,
I see.
promising countless hidden corners and
The
untold
car like that
stories
out the
within its
gate.
desolate
Now we
walls.
talking.
The initial
2-3
quiet was
cars.
soon broken by a jarring discovery.
That's straight up.
As Chuck rounded a corner, he caught sight of
That's
something
straight
deeply
up.
unsettling. A mannequin.
What you-
For a terrifying moment, he couldn't tell if it was real,
Okay.
sending a jolt of fear through him.
They set
That
that shit up.
was really sketchy. Look at this.
Yeah, I know.
I just saw this
This-
mannequin. I
this-
didn't know if it was a mannequin at first. Yeah.
I mean, they made that shit look a little too real. TikTok, that's a mannequin.
The atmosphere quickly grew heavier, the silence amplifying the unsettling feeling that
promise.
someone or something might emerge from the shadows at any moment.
Stage, yeah, where like they already bullshitting. They already bullshitting at the beginning. Like,
I feel like I'm just gonna walk
Can't trust
down and someone's gonna like come out.
if I see the little some creepy
randomly
figure
come out
run
of one of
across the
these
shit, I'm
doors.
be like,
Hello?
Then, a mysterious echo resonated through the empty corridors, followed by the unsettling sight of a door opening and closing by itself, as if beckoning them further into the prison's depths.
It could have echoed from anywhere. Where do you think it was?
It was the door.
You sure?
It opened by itself and closed by itself.
As they ventured deeper, they found themselves in the solitary confinement section, a chilling reminder of the suffering contained within these walls. Chuck described the bare-bones cells, with only a tiny window allowing minimal light, painting a grim picture of the inmates' unimaginable torment.
This is definitely solitary. I
Oh,
mean,
this-
if you like go in,
Yeah.
there's like it's bare bones. I mean, I'm sure they would have had
Yeah, if you
There's
go
gonna
into
be
one of these,
any-
you get- How many people do you think slept in there?
rest of spirit.
this one won. This was really bad. This is for really bad inmates.
The only light you get is
They
like that
they
back
walk
there.
in and it's like
The window. Is there a window?
like
Yeah, that's.
electric chair or some shit.
You would go nuts.
Yeah, this has been horrible.
You up to
Could you imagine being in here?
keep you in
I don't know how long they were locked
tiny
in here, but
window.
imagine like being a week in the shoe
Couldn't imagine.
with only that little bit of light.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's almost like we take, sunlight for granted, but imagine if that was the only sunlight you were allowed
No
for
thanks.
7 days. Just that little bit. That's not enough for anything.
Yeah.
The thought of enduring such isolation, deprived of sunlight, was truly horrifying. Later exploring a different section, Chuck pondered the rumored history of the place, a prison supposedly filled with fake doctors who tormented patients, a detail that eerily brought to mind the movie Shutter Island.
I heard this.
All right, bruh.
Here.
That's gonna be your next
Sorry.
clip. Them referring to a movie.
Prisoner research online.
Him to get down.
Black,
Next prison, which appeared much more promising, along with an old chapel they intended to explore.
Over dramatic nature is kind of funny. Yeah. We going to the next one. This one is also forest encounters. Let me try to find another abandoned places. I gotta find that other one. Finds. I think this was the video we were watching, right? I'm gonna show y'all which one I was talking about. And
This
if
is where things get a lot more
these
disturbing.
guys chilling scares, these are my dogs. But some of these stage ones was like shit. Like watch. I really believe you, bro. Like, look at this one. All right, let me just set the stage for this one. If I was in this situation, right when I took that turn, and I see that, and say nothing, just backpedaling out this bitch. Like, watch.
This place is so wet. Oh, scared the out of me. Yo. You need some help, bro? Yo. Dad, he's not even responding. I'm gonna leave him.
No, it was the other guy. This is another dude. But just crushed up anywhere in the corner like that, it's just ridiculous, man. This guy was just plotting and following him around. Yeah, nah, legit. Like, look at this. So he just decides to back out. He comes back to this spot.
Notices bats flying around the basement, and things get even more eerie.
Like,
Confirm if this was actually the case, and it seems pretty unlikely given his strange behavior. As he continues searching for the man, Chris notices bats flying around the basement, and things get even more eerie at this point.
bro, he wasn't there when he came back. Like, he went, started exploring some more. Look at this shit, bro. Oh wait, y'all probably ain't even catch that shit. Watch. Me actually, matter of fact, because I know y'all ain't caught it. Bloop. Look at this bullshit. He went exploring, then decided to be like, let me go check back on old boy. They didn't see him, so he said, ah, shit, he probably left or some shit. Pete.
There's a lot of bats down here, too.
Right when he walks into one of the rooms, if you look closely at the far left of the screen, you can actually see the man from earlier standing in what used to be a door frame, staring at Chris in the darkness.
What?
Alarmingly, Chris doesn't notice and continues walking. It's impossible to know how long the man had been following him, and in these kind of situations, it can be hard. It's impossible to know.
In this situation right here, I'd be like this. Right? This would be me. This whole time, just I don't wanna. Just be like, I'm not dealing with that shit, bro. I'll just keep walking, and if you just start hearing, because I think he has chancletas on or some shit, I would be out of there, straight up out of there. Nope, moving the wrong thing. I wouldn't be in this situation either way, but it's just really crazy how like the things people be doing to themselves. Oh, yeah, and then at the
A few minutes later, the squatter can be seen walking outside as cars pass by the side of the building. At one point, Chris mentions he thinks the guy said hello, but it can't be heard clearly through the camera audio. Just when he decides to head out, he hears a cell phone vibrate, indicating that there are more people down there with him hiding in the darkness. Having had enough disturbing encounters for the night, he decides to play it safe, and fortunately, he was able to leave the building unharmed. He never found out who that man was, and since then, he hasn't uploaded another video of the Westinghouse factory.
I ain't going back either. Fuck.
This video was recorded in Tartu, Estonia, and uploaded to YouTube in August of 2016. In it, a group of 14.
All right, let me try to find that most replayed. Did we watch this? Did we watch this video, babe?
different rooms. This was part of the description in the first video. Most sections of the building are falling apart, and the water and elements have done irreversible damage to the structure. I would not recommend anyone explore this school. You risk getting robbed or worse. With that being said, I heard weird noises and other various things during my exploration.
Would you rather get done, right? Find a crazy person. Actually, this might be a dumb question. Find the crazy person in a abandoned spot that you checking out, or get robbed by a normal person in an abandoned spot where you was at. It might be a dumb question, but at the same time, you're running the risk of the crazy person. Now that you're a mod on TikTok, you are a mod on TikTok. I literally don't even know. I don't even know how to do that thing. I gotta be on live studio for that. But it might be a dumb question. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Hold down a name. But I'm not. I can't look at my own stream on here on my phone. Is what I'm saying, lady. The fit. Let's try to see this going through the website. Bet. Oh man, I'm opening up every single tab. Yeah, no, ain't working. Yeah, incognito ones too. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's not letting me because I'm only watching my stream because I'm on my other account. But chill out. Lucky view by myself with that one. Nah, I kept opening up tabs to like open up TikTok, and it was opening up the live studio thing. Let's run a 1 minute ad over there. How about that? I'm not overthinking. What are you talking about? I'm chilling. You overthinking. All right. Oh. But oh, I just peeped the white tee. The white tee got some people checked in. 15 times streamers found missing people live. Or not. That sounds crazy. Two hours most disturbing abandoned videos.
Exploration.
All right, let's go back.
After these incidents, the vast majority of people would have been too terrified to even think of going back. But 2 years later, Chris decided to make a second visit to the school alone at 1 a.m. On the door that reads, "Keep out." Despite the clear warnings, he goes inside, only to find more signs that somebody's living there. This is where Chris's visit to Robert Ford
he got the
takes a
switch
very
there.
chilling turn.
What is he doing? Was there someone there?
Fearing for his life after hearing the blood-curdling scream, he sprints out of the building to safety, hoping that the man wasn't following him.
Yo, imagine you're a homeless dude, you're down on your luck, and then you're like, finally, like, I got this nice little area, I did my own little sign, I can smoke my little swisher and stuff, and you're just like sleeping, and then see like a bright ass flash right then, and you see some YouTuber just like peeking. I would scream like that too. What are you talking about?
If you look closely at the footage, you can see the outline of the screaming man when Chris peels back the curtain to his room.
What, he's
Upon reviewing
standing
the
there?
footage later that night, he found something else even more unsettling.
He was just standing there?
Upon reviewing the footage
Alright, we're gonna have to
that
pause
night, he
it.
found something Chris peels him. If you look closely at the footage, you can see the outline of the screaming man when Chris peels back the curtain to his room.
Bro is just standing right here. Oh no. He probably went hiding. He probably thought it was the cops. The man thought he was going into the light.
Room.
That
Upon
scream
reviewing
was
the footage later that
terrifying.
night, he found something else even more unsettling. When he first walked into the building, his camera caught something that he didn't notice at the time. In the distance, a man's shadow can be seen walking into one of the rooms. It's not clear where the man went after that, but based on the strange noises Chris heard throughout his visit, it's very likely that the man was watching him all along. Although the scream was terrifying to hear, and we can only imagine what Chris must have felt at that moment, it's worth mentioning that the room he entered was probably the man's home, and from the squatter's perspective, it was probably just as terrifying to see a random man pull back the curtain to his room. These kinds of encounters can often get violent very quickly, but thankfully Chris once again made it out safely. He hasn't uploaded new footage of the location since then.
Yeah, they be saying that like that's like a valid reason that the shit is haunted. I wouldn't go either. Well, you're gonna go visit old dude back at hey, yo, remember it's me? I came and scared the shit out you in the middle of the night. Man was hiding from the shadow. It's a scary thought.
This footage was uploaded in October 2019 by YouTuber Baker X Derek.
Guess we didn't watch
from
this
San
video. I
Bernardino,
thought we did.
California.
I've never seen that shit.
One day, as he was riding his motorcycle on the highway in California,
Look at his little horn.
he noticed an abandoned house sitting on top of a hill and decided to take a look inside.
What?
From the very beginning of the footage, it becomes clear that somebody has already been there, and that it probably wasn't the original owners of the house.
Oh.
Unlike many abandoned buildings, you can tell this house used to be beautiful before it was vacated, but that doesn't make it any less creepy to visit, even in the middle of the day.
Heebie-jeebies, dude. Dude, that dark room. I kept feeling something was gonna jump out at me. What's down here?
And if it did, you deserve that shit. Why are you over here, bro? What is wrong with these guys?
I think I hear something.
Derek goes down to explore one of the rooms
so
on the
much
bottom
fun
floor,
over that
and this is where he hears a disturbing thud. Terrified, he makes a run for it and even trips and falls on his way out, but eventually he gets back on his motorcycle and flees the location. As per one of the most popular theories proposed by viewers, the noise was probably made by a homeless person who was trying to warn Derek to get out of his home. Although squatters don't spend all their time lurking in the shadows, it's common for them to use the darkness as a tool when someone comes into the building unannounced. It's a basic rule of urban exploration that if you hear a loud noise upon entering a room, you should probably leave. Sometimes squatters make a noise as a first and final warning to drive visitors away respectfully.
Squatters.
If Derek had pushed forward, he may have been attacked by whoever was hiding in the darkness. It's a natural impulse to call out and announce your presence in these kinds of situations.
Screaming like that is crazy. I'm still hung up on that.
These calls in a normal way. Nobody likes to be seen living in those conditions, and more often than not, the response will be rather aggressive and sometimes even violent.
Have a camera.
Fortunately, in this case, Derek was able to get away from the potentially dangerous situation just in time.
Out of there.
In central Ontario, Canada, there's a small community south of Port Elgin known as North Bruce. To the locals, however, it's known as the Devil's Elbow. According to John, the urban explorer who uploaded this video, the reason for the name was that there was once an occult high priest who lived in the mansion at a cul-de-sac, in which the townspeople used to think there was paranormal activity due to the occult rituals the priest used to perform in his home. The mansion has since been abandoned, and as of today, nobody wants to buy it or live in it due to its chilling atmosphere and sketchy past. According to John, some renovations have been made sporadically
Sweat.
since the house was vacated, but as of the video's upload, the house was still abandoned. In 2019, John set out to explore the occult mansion alone at night, but things didn't go exactly as he planned. In comparison to other abandoned buildings, the mansion
gonna
seems
stay
to be
here?
in relatively good shape, except for the garage, which has clearly seen better days. About 5 minutes into the exploration, John starts to hear strange noises upstairs, but they seem to quiet down as soon as he climbs the set of stairs.
Okay, guys, I think I've been hearing stuff upstairs, but I'm hoping, and I mean this, I really hope that it's paranormal and not someone freaking in here.
You're hoping it's paranormal.
My keys are making noises. Freaking somebody down there, dude. Come on, quit messing with me. I'm just trying to freaking. I'll leave. There's somebody else in here. As I've got my.
You said I'm just freaking. You just freaking what? You just trying to explore my crib? I call dibs on this shit. I'm squatting here, buddy. Scram.
Myself in a bad situation. Oh, jeez.
Disturbingly, as he walks around upstairs, the noises can be heard again, even louder this time, leading John to think that perhaps someone else is in there messing with him. Although he mentions loudly to whoever is in there with him that his only intention is to explore and that he doesn't want to bother anyone, whoever was making the noise doesn't respond and continues hiding. The noises stop for a couple minutes, but then something terrifying happens.
It's Ford open. Oh my god, Freeland. Hello? Is there somebody here? I'm not here to bother or rob anything. I was just here exploring. I thought it was a band.
Where'd you lock that?
Disturbingly, a man's voice can be heard screaming, "I'm gonna kill you," and before catching a glimpse of who it is, John runs out of the mansion immediately and doesn't look back until he's a safe distance away from the building. It's unknown who was in the house or how long they had been watching him, or even if they had bad intentions or were just messing with him. According to several viewers, it's very unlikely that the other person in the house was another explorer. In the urban exploration community, people usually help each other out, and there's a sort of code that every explorer sticks to in order to help keep creepy locations as safe to visit as possible. If the other person in the house was another explorer, making noises in an abandoned house and screaming, "I'm going to kill you," would obviously be very
That's just
out of the
breaking
ordinary.
the code, bro.
That leaves the question of who could have screamed at John.
That's just fucked up.
It's more than
Can't
likely
break
that it was
the-
just a
the
homeless person who didn't want any
floor
visitors, but because John ran out before he could see anyone, this much will probably remain unknown forever.
What if Buddy was in the other room and he's dead trying to sleep, and this guy's over here like, "Hey, hey, Buddy, I'm not trying to rob nothing." I'm like, bro.
Jared Coker Urbex is a small YouTube channel where the uploader posts raw footage of his explorations of abandoned locations all over the US. Since 2020, Jared has uploaded over 200 videos of some pretty cool Urbex footage. In March 2022, Jared uploaded a video where he explored an abandoned dog treat manufacturing factory in Wichita, Kansas. For the first few minutes of the video, the exploration is pretty uneventful, and except for the usual couple of strange thuds and bangs that can be heard nearby, it seems like Jared's alone. Even though it's relatively common for homeless people to hide out in abandoned buildings, it doesn't seem like anyone was squatting in the factory that day. After exploring the multiple floors of the building in detail, Jared looks out the window and sees a red car pulling up to the factory and start making its way through the gates.
He's gonna go around where I can't see him. I really do gotta get out of here now. I don't like that.
After it becomes obvious that the man in the red car has plans to enter the factory, Jared does the only reasonable thing in a situation like that and tries to find a way out of the building without being noticed. Unfortunately, the car goes around the building and out of his field of vision, which means that by the time the car is parked in front of the factory, the man could be anywhere.
Oh god. Someone's right out there.
He really wanted to be a G. Another guy was the same dude.
What do I do?
Just the day everyone decided to explore this
My
fucking
controller is holding.
this one abandoned building, huh? It's just a An explorer link up over here, huh?
The man can be seen walking through the woods toward the front entrance of the factory. To make matters much worse, it appears as though the man has something in his hands, and from a distance, it's impossible to tell whether it's something as simple as a flashlight or a potential weapon.
Or his explorer ID code. ID
Oh
code,
my
ID card.
God. Was that a gunshot? I think it was. He had something in his hand too. It must have been a gun.
I think that was a gunshot, buddy. More like a beam.
Over the next few minutes, Jared does his best to find a way out undetected, which is much easier said than done when you have no idea where a potentially armed man who probably knows the layout of the building much better than you do is hiding. And just when it seemed like Jared was going to make it out undetected, this happens.
Oh shit.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa. Oh, it's just me.
What he got? He got the blickers?
You scared me to death.
Oh, he do got the blickers.
What?
Sit down. Give you handcuffs.
Huh?
Put them on.
What?
Got it?
Okay.
Either I can put them on or you can put them on. Take your pick.
I've never put on handcuffs before.
Just put them on each side of you. How's that?
Well,
Put them in front of you. That way you can carry them in front, okay?
what's gonna happen?
What's going to happen is the police is going to come and then you take your name and they'll get you for criminal trespassing. It's nothing these days. A lot better than me shooting you, isn't it?
Was that what I heard?
Yeah.
What'd you shoot at?
Shoot it. See people, I shoot at them.
There
If
was
they
no-
run, you shoot. There you go.
Yeah.
Be cool. Nothing will happen, okay?
All right.
I shot one guy this way, the other one. Oh, it's all right. I'm not gonna shoot you. don't you see? Something says a use of deadly force. What do you think that is?
I thought that was kids spray paint.
No, that's me telling you I'll shoot you. Nobody else is with
Who
you,
is
right?
this dude?
No, it's just me.
Okay, if I see somebody, I'm gonna end up probably shooting them.
Oh no, if I
Okay.
were with someone and I know you shoot people, I would have gotten them.
Okay. I just don't want, they say wait, they scare me, I'll shoot.
I was over here like, yeah, maybe he got a flashlight. He got the whole
The man,
school
who
shooter
appears to
special.
be an armed vigilante of some sort, pops out of the bushes just as Jared is about to leave and holds him hostage, even ordering him to put on a pair of handcuffs.
Look at this dude.
During the exchange, it's hard to tell if the man is in his right mind, which makes the fact that he's carrying a fully equipped assault rifle that much more disturbing. At one
He
point,
got the whole vest on. Shit. This guy think he's a
in the
Punisher or
conversation,
something.
the
What
man
the
orders
hell?
Jared to get into his car, and at that point, Jared doesn't really have a choice.
Driving around in a Ford Focus, bro. You are not the
Camera in
Punisher.
Bag in the trunk, okay? I'll put my gun in there too. All right. We'll get in a little red car. Let's drive up here. Set everything out. Police will come. They'll ask you for your driver's license. And they'll give you a little ticket.
Although Jared didn't record the part where he got into the car out of fear that the man would freak out if he realized he was being recorded, the YouTuber later explained that the cops took an hour and a half to get there. Disturbingly, when the
Fuck.
cops finally arrived and while they were all talking,
After 30 minutes, I'm be like, yo, you just gotta let me free, bro. You go, nah, man. What you did was say, give me the blick. I'm gonna finish exploring this abandoned building. I don't know what the fuck you hiding in here.
they saw two kids go up to the factory the same way Jared had, at which point the man looked the cops dead in the eye and said that if he saw the kids inside the factory, he was going to shoot them. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened.
Oh,
As Jared was being taken to the police station for trespassing, the cops got a report that two kids had been shot at the factory. Thankfully, it turned out that the man was bluffing with his weapon, which was only loaded with non-lethal pellets. But still, the kids had to be taken to the hospital to be treated for their wounds. During the investigation, the man was identified as 62-year-old Ken Thomas, and even after shooting at the two kids, he was only sentenced to 2 years probation. Since that day, Jared hasn't gone back to the abandoned factory.
oh, he was about that shit for real. He was not.
In 2019, a group of 5 real estate investors walked into a distressed property in the Angora neighborhood of southwest Philadelphia. The visit to the distressed house started out pretty ordinarily, but a few minutes in, just as one of the investors was about to walk up the staircase leading to the second floor, they noticed something extremely disturbing.
Investors.
Look at the nail over there. System. Oh my god. Dude, that killed somebody, look bro. What is there? The knife. Right there, right there. You see the wire? You don't see the knife up there? Right here. You see this wire going over here?
What the hell?
Going right through your heart.
Yo, hit that shit.
Crutch with a knife. How'd you catch that?
Based on what the investors are saying, there appears to be some sort of booby trap system built into the staircase. Had any of them followed
Yeah,
through
my
with
nosy
walking
ass.
up the
I would be like,
staircase, a
I'll
seemingly
grab a
innocent
little like
house walkthrough
stick
could
or
have
something,
turned bad very quickly.
trigger that
After
shit.
analyzing the booby trap for a few minutes,
Bruh.
he decided to activate it to see what would have happened to the investor if he had continued climbing the flight of stairs.
Okay. Yeah, they got the broken glass on there. Imagine it's like one of those booby traps that has like a second part. He triggers it. It goes. They're like, wow, that's crazy. And then the dude with the camera's just like, yo, my fault, bro.
Yeah.
Told you not to trip it.
What is it? Oh!
What in the Home Alone?
Stop. Killed you right. Look at it. Yo, that's right. No. Hold on. You need to stop more. You need to step over. Yo, that would have got you right in your neck. Oh my god, right in his head. No, my heart. Yo, you got my head.
I mean, you would have had
Knife
to.
comes down right at the level
You
of the
had to
investor's neck
hit
as
that
soon as the
perfectly.
wire
Because
is
what if like this
activated.
person was coming up the
It's hard to
stairs like
imagine what kind of
ducked up a
psychopath
little?
would
I
booby
don't
trap
know.
a house
That's
like
crazy.
that, knowing that whoever walked up that flight of stairs probably wouldn't live to tell the tale. Even though the trap was built in a very
I don't think that's
do-it-yourself
killing
kind of way with a rusted knife, some duct tape, some wire, and a crutch, the speed at which the knife was designed to come down right at neck level obviously means that whoever built it wasn't playing around and meant to do some serious damage. In the interview with NBC, the investor who recorded the whole thing mentioned that he was used to finding some pretty strange things in the distressed houses he often renovates. But even though he was no stranger to abandoned dogs, homeless people squatting, and drug houses with bags and scales, he had never been this close to losing his life, much less to a booby-trapped house.
That's crazy.
Shockingly, even after what happened, the investor still went on to explore the rest of the house, buy it, and renovate it. Fortunately, they didn't run into any more traps along the way.
Now, if you're gonna set up that contraption, you might as well
Finders
set up shop.
Beavers History Seekers is a YouTube channel where urban explorers Matt and Andy document their visits
Finders
to hundreds of
Beavers.
abandoned locations around the world. What's funny about this channel is they always bring their dog Bear with them on their exploration, setting him up with his own GoPro.
Why would y'all
camera to
do
capture
that,
footage
bro?
they
There's
might
mad
otherwise
broken
miss.
glass and shit
In
all
March
over these spots.
2023, they uploaded footage of their visit to an abandoned.
Oh wait. So they got this. This dog is just roaming. And they strapped a GoPro on him. Yo, that's kind of genius, low key. Not, it's genius if like. I realistically that should be a little bit of a tougher, bigger dog, in my opinion. Just in case you run up into one of those, I'm gonna kill you type of guys. You know what I'm saying? But imagine you just see like some dude in the corner, like, and a dog walks up and he's just like, come here, doggy. And then the dog just runs back and it's just like, and they catch that shit on video later, bro. Oh, fuck now.
House in the UK. Throughout their first few minutes of their exploration, Matt and Andy come across all kinds of old history books, kitchen utensils.
I'm just
and
worried
other
about the
objects,
doggy
but for the
stepping
most
on
part,
something,
nothing too out of
though.
the ordinary. About 25 minutes into the
Nails.
visit, as Matt and Andy are sorting through dozens
Glass.
and dozens of history books lying around the house, this happens.
And then why's that got a lock on it there for a bathroom cabinet? That makes no sense at all. Bear, you're just causing so much bother.
Bro, and this dog is mad bold though. I'm sorry for saying a bigger, tougher dog.
Hello?
He on point.
Hello?
Send the cam.
Hello?
The dog. Yo, keep going or what? Like,
Hello? We're not secure. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to hurt you. Urban explorers. Just having a look round. Hello? I'm going to have to watch you back. That was definitely somebody running down the stairs. 100% that was someone running down the stairs.
Pretty much as soon as they go up to the second floor bedroom, they hear what sounds like someone or something running down the stairs. It's pretty disturbing to think that someone could have been watching them the whole time, but despite their best efforts, they weren't able to find whoever it was. That's when they decided to review the GoPro footage on their dog Bear to see if it showed anything.
no.
And a bit before they heard footsteps running down the stairs, his camera caught this.
Oh shit. Yo, was that a hand? On his foot? Bro, what? Dude's just cheeked up there. Cheeks out, facing the world. Oh no, this dog nosy as fuck. Hope that's an alive body. I'm assuming it is the way the dog reacted. I could have sworn I seen a hand.
Disturbingly, there was someone hiding under the bed in the second floor bedroom. Even though it's hard to see everything clearly with the dog footage, it's pretty obvious that it was a person hiding.
Put a
under the
gimbal
bed.
on this dude.
After the encounter, Matt and Andy continued exploring the house for another 20 minutes.
I was just
and they
saying like
confessed to
how
feeling
they
pretty
shouldn't be
on edge
using the
after
dog.
leaving.
Now
To this day,
this guy
they
getting
still
some
don't know who
good
was hiding under the
footage.
bed.
Some
It's
good
pretty likely that
B-roll.
The guy under the bed was just a squatter who was probably more scared of them and left the house in a hurry to get some privacy. But still, it must have been incredibly chilling to review the footage and
What's
realize
this one
they were
about?
never alone.
Oh, it's abandoned spots.
Exploration Unknown is a YouTube channel owned by a guy.
Nah, cause you know the dog. If this is just a squatter and they got no water or nothing, like the dog is probably like, "God, it smell like shit in here. It smell like I've been wiping with cloths." And the dog's like, "All right, hey, yeah, this is the shit." And then it's a whole dude's body right there. I can imagine this guy's face. He was probably just like, no, please, please. I don't got no wipes, please.
Named John, who's uploaded countless videos of his urban
What a tape
exploration
back.
since 2016.
Tape.
In March 2019, John and another YouTuber explored an
Oh.
abandoned house where a woman had
Who's
reportedly taken her
stickle in
life
it?
years after the death of her
Hey.
child. Just a few minutes into the video, it becomes pretty clear that the structure of the building is extremely
It took me a
unstable.
minute to get that one.
It's gone right there. That's a deep drop. These floors are not very stable.
Hear it?
I ain't
Yeah.
standing like that, my boy.
You guys check out that fireplace.
If that falls, dude, I don't know what it's gonna do to the rest of this house.
Yeah, I know, because that's.
I thought that was my breathing for a second. Yo, this guy's worse than me.
That's gonna be a lot of weight to hit this floor. I'm really nervous about that right there.
Yeah, and look at the
We
ceiling.
need to get out of here before that happens.
So we're gonna go from possible bodies under the bed. Well, not possible. That was obviously a dude. To fireplace. We sold that ass. Most replay. Let's go.
School used to look like before it was closed. As the teens are walking through the aisles, they catch a glimpse of a man holding a metal pipe staring them down near the auditorium entrance.
What?
Some kids got in here and were
Yo, the whole projector? They
doing
do
some
that
stuff
shit?
from the balcony area. Oh, hey, what's up, man? You want us to get on out of here? You want us to... Hey, we'll leave, bro. We'll leave, all right?
You want us to get on here? No, actually, I was about to put on Finding Nemo for y'all right quick.
Let's go. Just get out of any door. This door right here. You sure? Let's go. Yo, let's go.
The man with the pipe started chasing them out of the building, but stopped when they got outside. It's pretty disturbing how the guy never even speaks to the teenager.
And I see
He
the
starts
dude, what?
chasing them with a metal pipe that he probably planned to use as a makeshift weapon. When this kind of stuff happens, you really have to put yourself in the shoes of everyone involved. I mean, the
Right
guy
there.
who chased them out, like usual, was probably a homeless guy who had been squatting at the school.
Dude said, yo, what's up,
Through
man?
his eyes, the abandoned, decrepit building
You
is
on
his
my
home,
spot.
and
What you
having
mean,
two
yo, what's up,
teenagers
man?
come in unannounced to disturb your peace when you have nowhere else to go must be pretty irritating.
I'm telling you.
But for the explorers who just want to have some fun in an old building, getting chased out by someone who's armed and probably not in their right mind is also a terrifying experience. In September 2020, John and Tim from Exploration Unknown uploaded a video where they documented their visit to an abandoned altar in the middle of the woods. From the very start of the visit, some red flags came up that John and Tim should probably have taken as invitations to leave.
John and Tim.
Where are we?
It's supposed to be public land.
This is private property, bro.
Well, maybe it's like this over here, somebody's private property.
Public land.
'Cause I know this over here should be like public land.
After seeing the sign, it's unclear if the two explorers are on a private or a public road. But a couple of minutes later, after following the directions they were given, they got their answer.
Saw something behind you. Shh. Okay, dude, key light. Kill your light, dude. Oh my God, dude, it's a car. Shh. Hide. Dude, they were waiting. Somebody's here. Shh. Get down.
They legit lighting y'all up right now. What the hell?
You shut that engine off.
Oh nah, y'all cooked. Bro, he got the full headlights on y'all. How y'all duck and dip out of there?
Hey, that's in your damn lights, sir.
Oh God. Dude, he's got
Get off my property.
He's got a gun. Okay, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. Okay. Go.
These guys can't take a hint.
Oh God. Tim, you okay? Tim, you okay? You okay? Get up, dude. Come on. Get up.
Tim, this is not the time to be freaking tripping over yourself.
Oh God, run, dude, run.
I don't think so, Tim. Get your dramatic ass up, bro. He probably shot them
Getting out of
shits in
his
the
car,
air.
A man who we can reasonably assume to be the property owner points his gun at the uploader and his friend and tells them to get off his property. This is one of those situations
Them
that
over
you
here
just
clip
never want to
farming.
be in.
Mid
Because on the one hand,
exploration.
if you yell something out to try to calm the guy down, you signal your location to someone with a deadly weapon who may or may not be in his right mind. But on the other hand, if you don't
when you
signal
put
your
it up.
location, the property owner might feel threatened. As they were running out of the woods, the man shot at them, and initially it looked like Tim fell to the ground from being shot at. But it seems like he just tripped either by something on the ground or by being startled by the sound of the gunshot. Fortunately, Tim and John were able to get out of those woods unscathed, and they never...
Tim, lock in, bro.
I really don't know where John got his intel about the supposed abandoned altar in the middle of the woods, but it was clearly faulty.
Not gonna lie, Tim, after you trip like that, bro, you ain't going on no more explorations. I'm sorry, dude. It was like, what? Talking about you tripping.
On the night of April 18th,
Get your ass up.
2021, at around 7:40
can't rely on
p.m.,
this dude
an
for that.
Australian man named Mitch Cooney was driving down the Hume Highway in Bardia, Australia. He was returning from a racing event and heading home to Gold Coast City when, completely out of nowhere, he saw a childlike figure standing in the middle
What
of the
the-
road. The figure was wearing a blue parka, and from the few seconds he was in view, it looked like he was trying to cross the highway. Now, Mitch was driving at nearly 60 miles an hour, or around 96 kilometers per hour. He was also towing a large toy hauler behind his car.
You cleaned him up.
Trying to brake or suddenly move out of the way in these conditions would have certainly resulted in a devastating accident. So
Like,
Mitch had
literally,
no
the
choice
dude
but
is
to keep
right there in
driving.
that lane. Am I bugging?
Fortunately, he managed to avoid the mysterious figure by mere inches. Fearing the safety of a potential child wandering the Hume Highway, his mother, who was also with him at the time, contacted the Australian police almost seconds later. The officers online assured them that they were putting patrols out immediately. However, Mitch couldn't stop thinking about what he saw. Trying to do everything he could, he called the police again at 8:29 p.m. and offered the dashcam footage he'd captured of this figure. But to Mitch's surprise, the officers told him that they swept the area and actually found a young child matching the description he provided, and that he was being returned to his home as they spoke.
Oh my god.
What a
that's
child
crazy.
was doing in the middle of a highway at night, miles from the nearest civilization, was still a big mystery. But at least he was safe now. As Mitch put it on Facebook later that night, "I felt absolutely sick when all this happened. I instantly felt so much better when I was told the kid had been collected." However, just when Mitch thought everything worked out okay, things took a wild turn. After confirming that the kid was safe, Mitch uploaded the video from his dashcam onto the internet, hoping to share the unnerving encounter he had with others. But as the video and his story gained traction, the New South Wales police
Mystery deepens over creepy footage of child wandering a busy freeway in the dead of night. As driver reveals what the kid was wearing and opens up about the bizarre phone call. Notice it's clean on
Police
no
department came
information.
forward and announced that they didn't find any child on the highway that night, completely contradicting what they had told Mitch that night. According to the official report, they scoured the surrounding area for nearly 8 hours, searching until 3:45 a.m. before finally calling it off and finding no trace of a child nearby. The department stated that multiple cars attended and commenced a search of the area. However, no child was located and the search concluded. Now, there's no reason to believe that the NSW police would lie on an official report like this. What's more likely is that the person talking to Mitch earlier didn't know the full details and just made things up. Or maybe it was nothing more than a terrible case of miscommunication, where the police searching for the child somehow got twisted into them already having found him. But if the child was never found, what happened to him? The answer to that question, however, could be anything. Maybe its parents noticed their kid missing and took him back home, or he could have been potentially kidnapped by someone who saw a child roaming the highway alone at night and took advantage of the opportunity. Though none of those theories explain how the child got to that spot in the first place. So little TikToker Pissed Pasta, real name Malie Perales, was returning from a night out with her friends and roommates around 2:30 a.m. However, what was supposed to be a fun hangout took a disturbing turn when, while driving down the Packard Drive Northeast Road next to the Rogue River in Belmont, Michigan, one of them spotted a shadowy figure crawling onto the road.
What the f? Stop.
What the hell?
What the f, dude?
They were soaked.
After discussing for a bit, the group decided to circle back and check what it was. And this is what they came across.
What the? Oh, he's tweaking.
See? That was it. That was it. She's crying.
It looked like a young woman, possibly in her 20s or 30s, sitting on the road while either waving at the car or banging her own head. She was also drenched from head to toe in 48° Fahrenheit or about 9° Celsius weather. Malie's group circled back one more time to confirm what they saw. And this time, the woman had completely collapsed onto the road. By this point, Malie and her friends had realized that this woman was likely in dire need of medical assistance. But there was also a chance that this was a setup for a robbery. So they made the smart choice and called 911.
They made the smart choice and went the fuck home and called the police. Yeah, we were just on Avenue and Avenue Drive, and some lady was tweaking on the road. Y'all might want to check up on her. All right, have a good night.
Without getting out of their car. The first responders and the police arrived shortly after and took her to a nearby hospital. Malie returned to the spot they found her a few hours later, and it was still wet from the water dripping from her clothes. More importantly, she also found dig marks on the roadside near the river, suggesting that the woman had likely fallen in and swam out onto the road just minutes before Malie's group passed by. After some investigation, the police also found her car parked behind a house near the river. In other words, she most likely fell into the river on the east side and managed to swim all the way across to the other side. Inquiring about her in the Facebook group for this neighborhood also revealed that she had actually interacted with some of the residents earlier that day.
Oh my
though
God.
her interactions were unnerving to say the least.
That's so scary.
Saw this person between Van Dam and Packer Woods around 10:15 p.m. Friday. Asked her if she needed help, to which she responded no. Another quote. There's another report by a guy on Douglas Street in the Westsiders uniforms page who had a similar situation with a woman walking into his home this week. She walked right into someone's house yelling, "Hello, hello, hello," then just left. She was wandering the backyard too. Though who she was and how she ended up there is still a mystery. Over the next few days, She recovered enough to tell investigators that she was from Kalamazoo, a town that's over 60 miles away from where she was found. But she didn't have any memory of ever driving to Belmont, which sounds strange at first, but actually has a surprisingly plausible explanation. You see, this woman was a 28-year-old Chinese student named May, who went missing from Kalamazoo on May 6th, 2 days before she was discovered in Belmont. Before going missing, she also told her friends that she felt like she had a stalker. Upon hearing this, one of the first theories that comes to mind is that maybe she was kidnapped and then thrown into the river by this stalker. But it's important to note that according to the few witnesses in the police investigation, she drove to Belmont on her own. It's unclear whether this stalker was even real or not. However, the stress of feeling like she was constantly being
she just
watched
got
likely
lost.
messed with her mental state and triggered a dissociative fugue state, which, for those who don't know, is a mental condition where the person forgets who they are and often starts doing things they otherwise wouldn't do. Some even go as far as moving to other cities and building new lives before they snap out of the state and come to their senses. What makes this already unsettling condition even worse is that the patient usually doesn't remember what they did during that fugue state either, and that's what likely happened to May. She got stressed, went into a fugue state, wandered around in her car for a couple of days, and eventually ended up in the river. Fortunately, she was able to come to her senses and swim to the shore before losing her life.
Flushed up
On the
last
12th
minute.
of October
Holy shit,
2016, a family in
If that
Sheffield,
was what
England,
happened.
went to the Drawbridge pub for a night out.
So you
And
did get
after an
drowned by
evening
a
of fun
stalker.
and laughter,
Damn.
they decided to head back
You gotta
home
be
at
careful.
around
I'm
midnight.
not saying she gotta be
The
careful,
roads in
but
that area
keep
are
a
usually
blick on you.
deserted at that hour, so they were already on guard for any robbers or other criminals they might run into on their way back. However, nothing in the world could have prepared them for what they came across just 5 minutes later. Seconds after they rounded the corner to the Grange Mill Lane Road, a man dressed in a clown costume jumped out from the shadows and blocked the road, forcing the driver to stop. He then started waving at the car, and as soon as it came to a full stop, he started running towards it while still blocking the path forward.
This is like during the
driver
clown
tried to
shit, like
reverse his
mad
car
long
and go
ago.
the
I
other
remember
way.
this
The
shit.
clown started sprinting at
They was
full
doing
speed.
this shit out here.
Typically, something like this could be dismissed
By,
as
like,
just some troll or a YouTuber making a scaring people at night as a clown video.
They were doing this shit by one of the abandoned buildings, and I gotta take the abandoned building to get to my gym. They got a little, like, they got a few lights out there, but I remember when it was going on, somebody posted on Snapchat like, "Nah, they got one of the clowns at the abandoned psychiatric center." I was like, I, I'm not even gonna test this theory. I went, bought the shit, went all around the whole psychiatric center, took like a 10-minute detour. That clown era really wasn't it, bro. I'm telling you. Like, that was one of the worst eras of unemployment I've ever seen. In Massachusetts. They was doing that shit out there too, bro. Oh,
video, especially given that this was 2016. However, due to an
Yeah,
incident that
2016,
happened just
yeah.
3 days earlier, the driver of this car had no choice but to assume the worst.
I heard somebody
See, on
somebody said
October
that
9th,
that they got
around
hit
8:45 p.m.
by one of the clowns.
A man named Simon Chinnery was attacked by a knife-wielding clown in public. Fortunately, the attacker was apprehended before he could do any lethal damage to Simon. Sadly, Simon still suffered multiple slashes to his
bruh.
right hand.
Let's go. Squatter Hunter? Put me on about that psych center. Yeah, man, that shit. Yeah, someone was like, oh, they got attacked by the shit. I was like, what the fuck? Squatter. This was scary. Man finds woman living in attic. Frogger. Home invasions. Ooh. Fuck no. Oh, right there, what it is.
In September of 2017, the owners of a home near Las Vegas would begin to notice suspicious charges to their credit cards. Upon further inspection, they would confirm that they 100% did not make these purchases. Now, the couple did lose a purse containing multiple cards a few days prior, but they just assumed they misplaced it somewhere around the house. Obviously, now seeing recent activity on the cards, they realized this was not the case. At some point, the purse had to have been stolen. They began reviewing home security camera footage to pinpoint when exactly they left the house with the purse and unknowingly didn't come back with it. But oddly, they would find that at no point did they return home without the purse. This would cause them to take a deeper look at the footage, practically analyzing everything hour by hour. And after a while,
You're
this was the
squatting
footage they were
and
met
you're
with.
stealing? Bro, I thought that was a monkey for a second.
Two men would enter the house by climbing a back wall to get into the backyard, and from there simply walk through the back door to the house, which was unknowingly left unlocked by the homeowners. They would then silently creep into the kitchen and steal multiple valuables, one of which was the purse. Most disturbing, though, is the fact that not only were the homeowners in the house while this took place, but they were sleeping on their living room couch only a few feet away. And judging by the way the two men were walking around the kitchen, it's clear they were aware of this.
They were sleeping on that couch?
The homeowners have woken up during this, and it's possible things could have ended a lot worse than just a few stolen items. The two responsible for the burglary have yet to be identified by police.
Nah, no ski mask, no nothing. Doing this fucking little tiptoeing
Jerome
the
Kennedy
shit.
and
You're
his wife were
bugging.
homeowners in Pittsburgh. They were your everyday average family. However, in July of 2017, the couple would start to hear strange noises coming from their attic during the night, like enough to wake them up. At first,
My
they would
biggest
ignore
fear,
it,
bro.
but over the next
That's honestly my biggest fear, because I be telling my girl I want a big house. Like, I don't care. I'm a big dude. I need a big house. But then you run the risk of this. Like, I like being able to do a quick little check that corner, check that room, and then we good to go to bed. Like, even like our bathroom, we got a small little bathroom. I could see everything going on. It would have just a little quick head turn. You know, motherfuckers be having the bathroom where the shower is like on the other side of the wall. Bruh. My aunt got a bathroom that like you open the door and the door like stops right at the shower. So you don't even see what's in the shower or the shower until you fully walk into the bathroom. So imagine, like, there's been times we was playing hide and go seek and like we would be like, no one in here, because it was like kind of creepy in the middle of the night. We were playing this shit. No one in here, and then someone's just hiding in the shower, like in the corner of the shower, like behind the door.
nights, in addition to the noises, they would
But
now also see a light shining in through a
perks
pipe.
of having a small
This would push
crib.
Jerome to call the police. He believed his neighbor, who he shared an adjoining wall with, was responsible.
Gotta get that
But
pew-pew.
when police went over to question his neighbor, he would deny everything. And because Jerome didn't have any proof, police couldn't really do anything. But still believing his neighbor was responsible, Jerome would manually set up a camera in his attic to get proof, or at the very least, to see what was actually happening. That night, Jerome and his wife would not wake up to any noises, but Jerome would decide to review the footage anyway. And this is the sight he was met with.
Oh no. What? He got that knot on his head too. You know he's been walking around dinging his shit on all the places to be like, ah! He can't even say nothing. He'll little.
Jerome's suspicions were correct. His neighbor, Robert Havrilla, can be seen crawling
His
around the attic
neighbor.
with a power drill. Seeing this, Jerome would once again call the police.
With a power
Now that
drill?
he had video evidence to show them, his neighbor Robert would promptly be arrested. It was later discovered that Robert had made a removable wall to gain access to their attic.
What the?
And under the attic, multiple holes were found drilled into the shared
Bro,
brick
stealing
wall between the two
Wi-Fi.
houses. This evidence, along with the disturbing footage itself, would ultimately get Robert Havrilla charged with stalking and trespassing.
That scary ass dude in my attic? Hell no.
On a day in October of 2021, a mother named Keen Winchester and her 2-year-old son were home alone. The day started out like usual, but later on this would change. She would begin to hear banging on her front door, followed by a male voice yelling for help. Naturally, she would go up to her front door to see who it was, but she didn't recognize the man, so she decided to ignore it. Over time, the banging and yelling would only grow louder. It got to the point where it was clear the man was no longer simply trying to get the homeowner's attention, rather, he was genuinely trying to break into the house. In response, the mother would grab her 2-year-old son and barricade themselves in an upstairs bathroom.
That's their
Horrifyingly,
railing?
while they were hiding, they would begin to hear actual
Oh,
glass
nah,
shattering. The man had broken into the house, all of which was captured by
Yo,
one of the
he's
home
that
security
ass
cameras.
though. He grabbed the firewood? Oh man. He said it was just a lady. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh, what in the world? Oh my god, bro. Just thinking about like this happening to like
The man was able to use a piece of firewood to shatter one of the windows.
my girl
From
when I'm
there,
not
she would dive
home
headfirst
or
into
my
the house.
mom.
As soon as she
That
heard shattering
terrifies me.
glass, the mother would desperately call the police, explaining the situation she was now in.
Because I would have been looking at him
It would
outside the
take
window. Once
police
he
a
broke
total
that
of
window, I
10
would have been
minutes to
like,
respond.
that.
During that time, however, the intruder was unable.
Once that window opens, man, once that window opens, bro.
To locate where the mother and her 2-year-old son were hiding. When the police finally did arrive, the man.
This is gonna be me. It's the window right here. That shit shatters. What? That window open over here with that. What? I'm bringing everything out. Gengar got my back. What is he doing? How drunk you gotta be? How drunk you gotta fucking be, bro? Keep that there just in case, bro. Talking mad shit. He probably got. Listen, I'll give you the backstory of what happened here. He got rejected by the lady. He's been drunk all night. He was like, I know this lady live on this street. And she probably home. She a baddie. She probably getting taken care of. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna see really what's up. If she really meant what she said when she dubbed me at the club. And she said, he was probably like, yo, man, open that shit up.
Would be arrested and
I'm
later
gonna get it
hospitalized for the
regardless.
cuts he received
Nah,
while falling
what?
through the window. It's still unclear why the man did it. He had no connections with any of the homeowners. Police believe this was the result of him being under the influence of something.
Really?
What exactly is never made clear. It's also not clear what he would have done had he actually found the mother and her 2-year-old son.
Man, he was just, oh shit, I'm not even showing it.
Way back in November of 2009.
Man, he was just so fucked up that he thought that was his crib. He was just like, fuck, I'm just going to go through the window, fix it later.
A man named Joe Cummings lived in a small New York apartment.
Oh, I remember this one.
His food disappearing from his fridge and pantry.
I've
that he knew
seen
for a
this.
fact he himself was not eating.
I'm pretty sure they come
After
like
this
from
went
the
on
top.
For a while, he finally confronted his girlfriend about it. But oddly, she would deny eating any of his food. Not believing her, Joe decided to set up a camera overnight so that he could catch her in the act and confront her with the evidence.
Catching your girl in the act. Oh my
When
god.
Joe woke up the next morning and reviewed the footage, he would be met with something pretty horrifying.
No, we not that us. think this is the one I saw. Whole time this is his girlfriend.
Woman who is not Joe's girlfriend can be seen climbing down from what Joe claims is a storage area in his apartment that has no connection to any outside ventilation or anything of the like. She would then walk over to the fridge and pantry and begin eating different foods, drinking milk, etc. That's when Joe would actually come out of his bedroom, forcing the woman to quickly find a hiding spot. Once Joe went back, she can be seen gathering up some more food before retreating back into the storage area.
That's probably his girl, bro. I don't believe this shit. He walked all the way in the shits? Nah, she ain't had ample time to like, I like that. Who gets up out of bed and start walking like that for real? That just blew it for me. No one wakes up in the middle of the night, goes and get their little shit, drinks it. Mind you, he drank it at the thing. If I wake up in the middle of the night and I want to drink something, I'm legit pouring that shit up, bringing the shit to the room, drinking half of it, putting it on the counter because I'm not drinking the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? It might be waste, but whatever. But then he walks back like, yeah, let me just get my girl this Oscar right quick. She over here dilly-dallying and shit. Drinking milk. She's so dead ass. Opening doors and shit too. The nerve.
When Joe reviewed the footage the next morning, he immediately called the police. When the police arrived, they would take the woman out of the storage area and arrest her.
What?
It's unknown how she got in the apartment, but because he's on the top floor of his apartment building,
oh
Joe
man,
believed she could have got.
Oh man, imagine, like he opened the door and he looked out and he saw that right there. Oh my god! And like would literally, I think I might pass out. I know I was saying all that shit about the thing because it's a dude in his broad daylight. You know what I'm saying? It's different. This could be anything. This could be Satan.
Gotten in through a fire escape, which was located on the ceiling. Police would guess that the woman had been living in the storage area for a couple of weeks, with plans to eventually rob Joe.
Show me her crib.
But whether or not these were actually her motives would.
I love when they show like their little setup where they set up and shit.
In 2016, a couple of homeowners in Australia would notice a strange man on their home security cameras walking around their property. At first, it was assumed it was someone they knew stopping by, but this theory was quickly discarded when the man began to crouch down and creep around the property, clearly as if he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. At one point, he can even be seen hiding behind a parked truck so that a passing car wouldn't be able to spot him.
Fuck no.
This
Bro's doing
a
anything
shocking discovery for
but
the
make
homeowners,
progress.
and it made them question whether this was the first time the man had creeped around their property. In fact, the homeowners would actually go back and check previous footage to see if they could find any other occurrences.
This is bad sneaking around fits too.
It happened a few days prior. This time, the man was looking in through a back door of the house with a flashlight.
Damn, what y'all got? It's the same dude as the homeowner.
What exactly this man is doing, or what he had planned, is unknown. The homeowners would notify the police about the situation, but they couldn't identify the man, so there wasn't really much they could do. At least
This is a
according to
little
what's
bit
been
better fits, but
documented,
why
the man
white?
would not
When
be
you
seen on the
rocking
property
white,
again.
sneak around. Just hoping that they mistake you for a
This
ghost.
footage was taken in New Jersey. A mother and her 2 daughters were home alone at night. The home they lived in was 2 stories. The 3 of them were all upstairs. That's when the mother would begin to hear strange noises coming from downstairs. No one was supposed to be down there, so a little concerned, the mother would check the home security cameras on her phone. This is the sight she was met with. A man who she'd never seen before could quite clearly be seen walking around the first floor of her house.
It's
Right
a
when she
homeless
saw
dude.
this, she would
You can tell
silently
by the 2
barricade
beanies.
herself and her 2 daughters in an upstairs bathroom. Then she would call the police.
My
However,
God,
the police would take a while to respond, leaving her and her 2 daughters
Take
to
a while to
basically just
respond?
sit there watching this man through the house's
Or, like, pull
security
up,
cameras,
or
praying he wouldn't come upstairs.
pick up the phone. What about that? Like, what are you looking for? This is why you gotta lock your doors, lock your windows.
Fortunately, the man would not end up going upstairs. In fact, when the police finally did
What he
arrive,
got?
the man was gone. Though his intents were clear. He had left with multiple valuables. At one point in the video, you can even see him carrying the homeowner's purse.
Oh.
But as far as if he had gone upstairs and found the homeowners, there's no way to tell what he would have done. Had this happened, and things could have easily gone a lot worse. Police aren't sure if the man was armed, and ultimately, they would be unsuccessful in identifying him.
And that's the worst thing. Like, these guys are probably like, they probably scout out women and shit. And they probably always like, imagine this homeless dude. He's just in the area. He's just always seeing this lady walk with her, what did she say? What is it, her daughter? He's probably just like, they live by themselves. Like, that's easy pickings probably in his mind. And he was like, one night, feeling extra shisty. Let me pull up, see what they do. They probably sleeping anyways. And she got that nice purse. She caught that. Nah, fuck out of here. All right. We're gonna call it there, chat. Hope you guys enjoy this little the little saying with the saying. Y'all want to check out the whole VOD and yeah, I don't got the purple app. I got it up on the Ski. Make sure to sub on the YT. And yeah, I hope everyone had a good night.